Donald Trump has just removed the T from LGBT on all the government websites.
I used to think the Democrats were crazy for saying that men have periods, but then I met Tim Walz.
Donald Trump has just removed the T from LGBT on all the government websites.
Let's go. This is the best joke I've ever listened to.
I don't even know what to say.
It's okay if you don't know what to say, because I do. See, these are orientations. This is who you're attracted to, but these are identities. This is how you perceive yourself, as well as how you wish for others to perceive you. Then what happened was these two groups just got smooshed together, even though they're not the same thing. And even though they never belonged together to begin with, we were doing pretty well until the extremist activism started. And now the extremists on the left have inspired the extremists on the right to begin attempting to overturn gay marriage. So thank you for that. If you didn't know about that, yes, it is true. And shall this continue progressing? Like, if you think for 1 second that I will hold back because it's my party, you got me all the way messed up. So while y'all are mad that the government removed the T from the website, the rest of us are mad about your actions over the last 4 years that have compromised the entire community.
She is absolutely right, because it went from we just want to be able to get married to letting biological males go inside women's bathroom.
I was hate crime 5 times in one night, okay? 3 of them by Trump supporters.
What happened to you?
I was just walking, and then I see this truck full of 4 white men pass by me, MAGA apparel, everything, you know. They drove past me, and they were like, F you, bend over.
Okay, so they said the N-word on campus to you.
Well, yes.
Okay, so what happened to them when you reported them?
I didn't report them.
What? Threatening to rape you is an intent of a crime. Did you go to the police? You file a police report? You hire an attorney? You sue the school? Did you go to the civil rights office? Do you file a civil rights complaint? Did you do any of that? Because you should.
Okay.
No, did you? Tell me. Yes or no?
I did not, but
Why?
I'm not going to argue with you.
No, but you're coming in front of 2,000 people to say it. Why did you not go to the university and say this happened?
Next instance, they threatened to rape me, and then
Consistency.
Hold on. So a bunch of Trump
The
guys
consistency is not there, my
largely
friend.
white heterosexual males then also threatened to rape you?
Different group of people, but yes.
I'm going to show you the university official, and why don't you go file a Department of Education complaint, and let's find these terrible people that did this to you. Can we agree?
Okay.
Okay.
I'll think about
and by the
that.
way, we'll be able to look
I'll
at
think
security
about
camera
that.
footage, and we'll see.
Okay, I'll think about that.
But you didn't do that,
Can I try
though.
to finish?
You'll think about it. Oh, why wouldn't you want to do that immediately? No, honestly, I think you're Jussie Smollett at this campus. I think you're completely making this whole thing up. I think you are a complete liar, because I am now giving you an opportunity to report this at the high. I will bring this to Linda McMahon, the head of the Department of Education, the federal government. I will make sure these people are arrested by Kash Patel, the head of the FBI. And you'll say, oh, I'll think about it. Because you're making this up. You're doing this for a political purpose. So will you, no, seriously, Kash Patel will get involved. Yes? It's a hate crime. That's not acceptable. Will you do this or not?
That's really cute, Charlie, but I'm trying to give you the opportunity to alleviate hate within this group of people.
We don't care.
Let me tell you. Who have a shared
No,
ideology.
but hold on a second. There's no hate. There's just love of America here in this audience. That's all that's here today, okay? That's all that's here.
Yeah, we can all tell that after listening to this professional victim right here, that he's just saying this because he wants to brainwash people, just like he admitted at the end of the conversation. And it's just incredible to me that people like this would lie about this stuff just for attention. So yeah, anyone with a shred of common sense can tell that this is fake.
I used to think the Democrats were crazy for saying that men have periods, but then I met Tim Walz. Well, I'd better wrap up because Mayor Adams told me earlier that I needed to make this one very quick, especially the city has reserved this room for a large group of illegal aliens coming in from Texas. There's a group called White Dudes for Harris. Have you seen this? White Dudes for Harris. Anybody know? Are some of you here? White Dudes for Harris? Doesn't sound like it. But I'm not worried about them at all because their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me. A major issue in this race is child care, and Kamala has put forward a concept of a plan. A lot of people don't like it. The only piece of advice I would have for her in the event that she wins would be not to let her husband Doug anywhere near the nannies. Just keep them away. That's a nasty one. Chuck Schumer is here looking very glum. Doesn't he look glum? He looks glum. But look on the bright side, Chuck, considering how woke your party has become, if Kamala loses, you still have a chance to become the first woman president.
Yeah, this guy has no filter. He says exactly what's on his mind.
Sorry, all of this, money cutting, all this stuff. I'm sorry. The United States government made a deal with Elon Musk for those cars of his. And what was the price?
$400 million.
$400 million. Cut that out.
Well, Whoopi, the deal that you're talking about was made by Joe Biden with Tesla. And Trump just canceled it, by the way. So if there's any questions of conflict of interest, there you have your answer. But in general, the US government pays numerous companies like Boeing, Lockheed, Tesla, and many others, but to innovate, create jobs, and grow the economy, and to cut emission, okay? We will get back to that. But Doja, on the other hand, is just cutting wasteful spending and exposing government corruption. Big difference there, whoop whoop. And I gotta say, it's quite telling that everyone on this panel constantly advocate for climate action, and you cheer for government use of your tax dollars to cut emissions, yet you oppose Tesla, the world's leader in reducing vehicle emission, receiving these funds. Meaning, you're willing to let the planet get destroyed because you don't like the guy who's trying to save it. Or you don't actually believe in climate change. So, which one is it?
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
I honestly thought that this was real for a second. Imagine with me what would happen if he goes to The View as a guest. He will destroy all of these women on the panel, no questions asked. He will call out their hypocrisy and lies and leave them speechless.
It's wrong to murder a baby.
You're not murdering a baby. It's
Okay.
not a baby.
What is it then?
It is an embryo.
What species is the baby in the womb?
It's a human, but it's
Therefore,
an
they should have
embryo.
human rights.
No, I do not agree.
Oh, so small humans, no human rights. Grown humans, human
It's
rights.
not a small human. It's an embryo.
It has a heartbeat. It has
That
brain
does
waves.
not make it a child.
The excuses given for abortion is dehumanization. Oh, it's just an embryo. Guys, that's just using different language to justify the massacre of something smaller than you. Yeah.
If I were to be pregnant right now and forced to have a baby, that would ruin my life. If I just happened to be pregnant.
Oh, well, you don't happen to get pregnant. It's like not like getting COVID.
I know how it
okay?
works.
You don't get the flu.
I know.
How about
but
this?
say
You
I got
take
pregnant,
responsibility for your orgasms and
What if
stop
that doesn't
eliminating
work?
people smaller than you.
So you're saying I should carry a baby and ruin my collegiate life?
How about this? Instead of saying ruin, first of all, babies are a blessing. Stop talking at them as if they're some sort of annoyance.
I will have to drop out of college.
Number two, you play certain games, you win certain prizes. If you're going to go have sex...
So you're saying
you
I
might-
should drop out of college to support my child
I'm
instead of supporting my life?
I'm saying if you're going to engage in coitus, in the practice of having children, you might end up with a baby. So know that. And guess what? You don't need to have sex before you get married. It's not like showering. It's not like eating.
Are you married?
Yes, with 2 beautiful children.
Wow, good for you.
I could tell you're not married.
Yeah.
I still don't understand why people like this don't want to be accountable for consequences of their own actions. Whether you're a man or a woman, you choose to have sex, and sometimes that leads to pregnancy. Now, if you as a woman believe that the fetus inside of you is not a human, you are sadly mistaken. And when you want to have an abortion, you're not doing it because it's gonna ruin your life. You're doing it for your convenience. Now let's talk about the man in this situation. He should have a say because that's his baby as well. And if he doesn't want to take responsibility of that baby, then it's only fair for you to take legal action against him. I'm being completely honest right here, because that baby is both the woman and the man's responsibility. And personally, I think that abortion is not a solution.
Most people in this country voted for Trump.
It's a lie. The slim majority of voters. Shamefully, there were very few voters who showed up. But stop that bullshit. It is not a majority of Americans.
It's bullshit. He actually won the popular vote.
I am telling you, it was a slim majority of voters. Are you hearing me? Because I can sign it if you want. That is why you're not supposed to spread the bullshit that most Americans are looking for this. Because
People care, then they vote.
Because too few people voted. That's a disgrace.
If people care about issues, then they vote.
Yeah, well, if you want
So the ones who cared voted for Trump to eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse in government.
Because lots of voters were purged from voter rolls before the election.
This sounds familiar to me. It sounds like election denial. Is that what you guys are doing?
Just stop.
I'm just, because I thought we weren't supposed to do that.
Just stop.
Yeah, that's not, you just told me that. You just said this, right?
You know, the damage that is being done by the narcissist in that building, the people who believe his bullshit. I know gaslighting when I see it and when I hear it, so just stop.
Okay.
Stop.
We don't have to talk to me. I'm actually on my way over here. So.
The gaslighting and the manipulation, she said. I think she's just gaslighting herself, to be honest with you. It's so funny to me that they're still denying this election. When is Baron Trump gonna be deported since birthright citizenship has been abolished? He was born before his mama became a US citizen, asking for a friend.
And this is what happens when we tell people with a liberal arts degree that they are highly educated. Let's break it down Barney style for you, okay? Barron Trump was born on March 20th, 2006 to Donald J. Trump and Melania Trump. His father, Donald J. Trump, was born in the United States, making him a naturalized United States citizen, which then in turn makes his children naturalized born citizens. But let's say we throw Donald Trump out of the picture and we just focus on Melania Trump. So Melania gained her green card in 2001, which gave her lawful residence in the United States. And then by 2006, she had become a naturalized United States citizen. So both of his parents are United States citizens. Does that make sense now why he's a U.S. citizen? When exactly do we get to stop calling the left the educated party?
They've never been educated in their life. The only thing that they're educated in is complaining and being a professional victim.
Hello guys, my name is Joey. I brought my father with me. He's a very liberal father.
Our family's divided. We're divided the same way the nation is divided.
I'm conservative, by the way.
Will anything ever be remedied? A nation divided against itself will not stand, neither will a family divided against itself.
Why do you think your son is conservative?
I have no clue. I'll let him answer that question.
That's a bad answer. You know, hold on a second. You as a father should listen to your son.
I listen to him all the time.
Hold on, but then you just said you don't know.
I don't know where he went so bad. I mean, come on. It's like, I don't know where he went wrong. I don't know how he went off the rails.
Would the smarter of the two like to chime in here? Yeah.
Absolutely. So I used to be at one point on my father's side. Upon doing my own research and seeing things firsthand, I've switched sides. We talk every day about politics to the point where it's divided us. And so for him to say that he does not know where I stand is
So let me ask you, do you think that maybe he wants to believe government will do good? Maybe that's...
Of course. Okay,
now maybe your son is going more conservative because he thinks government hasn't done a lot of good. Is that maybe a fair charitable interpretation?
That makes relative sense.
Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. Here's what I'll just say in closing, guys. Never let politics get in the way of the beautiful relationship between father and son. My advice first is for the son to the father, understand he comes from a different generational perspective. He thinks government is probably a good force. Now your son, understandably, is seeing it harder than ever to own a home. He's seen a border wide open. He's seen lies from politicians. He's seen the enrichment of the ruling class. And instead of interrupting and want to get in an edge, smartly be like, maybe my son is processing a way that I might not agree with, but he's growing up in a different circumstance than I ever would.
Real conversations like this need to happen because, as he said, both of them are from different generations. And I like how he encouraged them to keep a healthier relationship regardless of their differences in politics. That's what a family should be about.
Not gonna go anywhere.
Oh no, it's already live. It was a live stream.
Oh, that's fine. Since we didn't give our consent, Massachusetts is a double consent state. We are more than welcome to sue. But thank you so much for not taking our consent.
What are you yapping about?
We do not give consent for you to record us.
But why are you yapping?
Why do you have a frizzy hair? Why do you have...
No, I was saying...
Why are you wearing Uggs in the middle of the computer?
Why are
you
you
have no girls around you? Why are you alone? Why do you have no friends? Why do you have a chain that's really ugly? Why are you fucking ugly yourself? And I'm aware. You might say the same about me, but the thing is, though, at the end of the day...
No, I'm not an asshole, so I wasn't going to say that.
Oh, I am an asshole, so it's okay if I say it. Because at the end of the day, Massachusetts is a double consent state. Why do you have water stains on...
Why is the fridge talking? I'm telling you, it's a live stream, and you're standing in front of it.
We do not give consent.
You're on a public sidewalk, and you walk
We do not give consent to film us, so please stop filming us. We do not consent to filming us, so please stop filming us.
She's filming me. What the?
It's so sad that these men who we did not give consent to are killing us without our consent.
Yeah, this is the type of woman that would ruin your life and send you to jail. The tolerant, forgiving, loving left, ladies and gentlemen. Even if you tell her that she's in public and consent is not required when you're in public, she would still have a meltdown.
Went from having one of the most unpopular press secretaries in American history to having the most popular in modern American history in Caroline Leavitt. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, what is it that makes for a quote-unquote popular press secretary? How can you even quantify or calculate that? Well, it's simple. The people decide based upon who they actually believe. So the more honest a press secretary is, the more upfront, the more straightforward, right? The more transparent they are, the more liked they become. Caroline is a straight hitter. I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. There is not a single question where she's backed off or had to create some sort of airy-fairy narrative. She is always on it. I'm not saying she's a perfect person, but damn it, she has been doing a hell of a job. Whereas in the last administration, as articulate as Homegirl was, as well-spoken as she was, she lied to us the entire time she was up there. For example, Joe Biden will not be pardoning his son. We heard that statement come out of this woman's mouth the entire 4 years. The entire time. Every time she was asked whether or not Joe Biden would be pardoning his son, she said no, no, no. What happened? Just before old man Joe got out of office, he pardoned his son. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, well, that's not fair. We can't put that on her. She is just doing her job. Well, guess what? Turns out that, this is breaking news, folks, she admits that she didn't spend very much time interfacing with the man she was supposed to be representing. Now, this is a common story with aides, with different, staff members, etc., but to have your press secretary be somebody who is not being fully briefed on what the actual president themselves believes and is saying, that's an issue. That's why we don't trust you. That's how you become one of the least popular. And they're going to try and make it a race thing. Oh, it's because she's a black woman. That's the reason. No, it's because she lies. And she lies and she lies again.
Of course, they're going to make it a race thing.
Caroline just happened to be she's just going to say it how it is, whether you like it or I like it or not.
Of course, they're gonna portray it that way and make it all about race. Why? Because their egos could not handle it when they lost.
You take that hat off if you'd like to remain in my class.
What? There's no
Take the hat off if you want to remain in my class. Take the hat off.
We're in history.
Regardless of whatever the hat says, there's no hats allowed in the classroom. You see anyone else wearing hats? No. So take it off. It's very disrespectful to the class.
Disrespectful to who? You?
Just take the hat off right now.
I'm not taking the hat off.
You want to take the hat off, or you want to keep it on? Then you can keep it on outside of my classroom.
I'd be more than happy to. Your fucking class sucks ass anyway.
Good.
You're teaching history.
You're
teaching history, but you're not going to teach what the right history is. You still got this stupid ass Gulf of Mexico up there. It's Gulf of America. Gulf of America.
Mexico, you
moron.
Hey,
have fun in this bunk ass classroom.
Get out.
So yeah, this is a scripted video. It's staged, but it absolutely reflects the reality of the left. And we all know that they're not as tolerant as they say they are. They're only tolerant and will accept you if you agree with their ideologies. If you don't, then you're racist, sexist, misogynist, homophobic, and the list goes on.
Hi, I'm Kaylee Weichbrot. I'm a mom of 2 in Fairfax County. This is my oldest. And my husband and I have a difficult decision to make this fall as he is approaching preschool age, and we are faced with the decision of whether or not we are going to put our child in public school system where Fairfax County has decided to move forward with instituting gender studies in elementary school. Despite
Ridiculous.
having done a study group, a focus group in the community to see if parents even wanted this.
Ridiculous.
And when parents said no, the board voted 16-0 and said we're moving forward anyways. This shows clearly that they see parents not as partners, but as an obstacle for their agenda. And I have a really hard time looking at him and going, here, I'm just going to give you over to people who do not want to partner with me in how you're going to be raised. School and education is a huge part of a child's life. And early childhood is supposed to be filled with exploration and creativity and fun, not debating issues that are for adults to handle. These kinds of topics should be introduced sensitively and by parents who are raising their children with their values, not with an ideology passed down from the top.
Homeschooling, ladies and gentlemen, is also an option because the most disturbing trend in the last few years is the destruction of innocence of the childhood in an attempt to validate insecure and sick adults.
Yeah, go ahead, Stallions. Yeah, Stallions. Yeah, hey. Oh, okay, bro. Yeah. Hey, don't worry, little girl. It's normal. Oh, she look like Gucci, man.
Someone said in the comments, she got advice of a lifetime and roasted in the same breath.